Hello, everyone. Let's first make sure that the mic is not muted like last time. It's good to see you all. It is really exciting to be here today and share with you all the greatest and latest things that we've had in house, as well as answer some more questions and also share with you an exciting announcement that I left from last time to this time. So without further ado, let's get on with everything that is exciting. First of all, I would like to say hi to you all and thank you for joining. Mahdi M, hi to you. Weberton, good to see you, buddy. Uju, you're waiting, and here we are. Edward, hello, hello. Bruno San, hello. Ivan Likov, hello to you as well. Didn't miss you this time. So it's good to see you as well. Hey, Ivan, good luck on your second live stream from Happy Hades. Good to see you and thank you very much. Crypto Harish, hello. Instant Vid, I don't know why this guy is so concerned about the community. How can I not be? We are a perfect team when we are all together. And I'm so flattered to be taken so seriously from the CEO himself. Absolutely. We are all in together on this journey. So thank you very much. And also saying makes me feel important. You are important. So is everyone else that is in the Fone community. And thanks to you guys, we are getting to where we are. I keep loving you, Ivan, says Instant Vid. Thank you. Thank you very much. Your regular replies and constant Q&A with the community makes me feel like you are really close to me. You're also close to me. Thank you for all the warm words. It means the world to me. And Mainnet launch topic. Yes, we are definitely going to talk about the Mainnet today. And hello to Techno Mustang, Nemanja, hello. Mahdi M again, hi. Hello from Germany and hello to you, Victor. Alrighty, lots of hands. And with that said, let's get on with some great things today. Good morning, Philippines, or good afternoon or good evening. Actually, it's good evening to you guys. I love Fone. Awesome. We all love it. And I can't wait to share with you all the exciting and good things that we're going to be talking about today. But first, I would like to continue on from the previous session and talk about the NFTs a little bit. So we all know how NFTs work. And we all know that we are currently running a beta testnet. And in fact, for that, I'm going to switch and share my screen on daily, sometimes weekly basis. We test with a lot of Fone, with a little bit of Fone, with a lot of staking, with pretty much no staking. We test the waters to make sure that it runs perfect and it runs well for multiple devices. In fact, we don't just test it on one, we test on multiple devices to make sure that it operates smoothly. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about NFTs. Another thing is obviously the NFTs currently are on a testnet, but it is very important to talk about NFTs that are actually going to be released soon on Mainnet. Some of them will be transferred and migrated with your old account, and some of those will be brand new, created from you guys, creators, and you will definitely need to follow a few important steps when creating your NFTs. Now that we are on a testnet, doesn't really matter. But when we go on Mainnet, it is extremely important to follow the creation guide. And you will see that pop up the very first time you open the NFT creation section. We do have strict guidelines when it comes to creating NFTs. Even though they are on a testnet or on a mainnet, what's important is that you need to follow these guides in order to make sure that your NFT doesn't get A, burned, and B, delisted. You've paid your hard-earned Fone for that creation, and the last thing I want to see is that Fone go to waste, just used for an NFT creation and then get removed. So that's really important. We do not accept any nudity, sexual inappropriate content, acts, poses, or even pixelated or even paintings that resemble nudity. No photos or selfies. This is not your Instagram or Facebook, nor is TikTok to post people. This is meant for some artwork. AI would never generate a person that looks realistic or would never actually resemble a real human being. And definitely people, selfies, those are not accepted. And God forbid, children or even babies, those are definitely a no go. Violence, firearms, drugs, illegal substances, dangerous acts, those are definitely not appropriate as well. And obviously, copyright material. If you saw someone's art and you just want to take a photo and make it as an NFT, that person is the one that owns it. So they have the right to flag it as inappropriate due to copyright infringement, and we are obligated to take it down. And last but not least, no duplicates of other NFTs. If an NFT exists, there is no need for a new one. The one with the latest timestamp of creation will get deleted. So that is very important. Now that we are on a test net, it's really good to get that out of my chest. But once we are on mainnet, you should really, make sure you go through that guideline. And even if you skip it the very first time, that's not a problem, because when you tap the create NFT and you see that screen, you can tap the question mark on the top, and that would bring in the same guidelines. You can even press the guidelines link and it would lead to our privacy policy. We have a section which discusses NFT creations. What happens if your NFT doesn't get approved? We delete it from the central server that holds the NFT, and we burn it through a transaction, removing all its traces from continuing the activity line. So while we would be able to put in a toggle or a switch that shows which ones weren't and which ones were approved, it is not possible after they get deleted. Therefore, once you create an NFT, you will see that it's grayed out. And by going into it, you will see that it says pending in the description details underneath. Once it's approved, it would be at full color, knowing that it was approved. Awesome. So that is pretty much what we have for NFTs. And Nigeria, good to see you guys. Dallas, Texas, South Carolina, Italy, worldwide phenomenon. That is what we're making Fone to be. Philippines is, again, lots of flags. Bruno says, hello, Ivan. How the alpha and beta testers, first beta testers, obviously will receive the blockchain early. Can you please explain? Most definitely. So when I talk about this little guy and validation in a few minutes, I'm going to share with you the way we are going to quote unquote ship out the validator software. And when that happens, those validators will be able to test first. And then when it's time to get mainnet out, we are able to release it on a track basis. Google and Apple both have quote unquote testing early access tracks that we are able to simultaneously release a newer version or a testing version from another one that's currently live for production for everyone. So we're going to invite those via email. We do have your emails already from signing up for alpha and beta, hence why we asked for it, and you will receive it that way. No worries, you are definitely going to receive a notification there. We also have Cassiano asking, how excited with this project? I believe Sir Ivan will gonna be making most great things to happen when this phone going to open market. Absolutely. We are aiming for the moon, but why not go to the sun? You know, if we're on the way there, why not past that and keep growing? Again, with your help and support that I'm seeing here in the chat and on all the social media and within the app itself, it's definitely where we're heading. Happy Hades says, concerning the KYC, how are the private documents handled, and how can we be sure that there's no way they might be leaked or hacked? That is an amazing question. We did actually specify that when we first released a KYC back with the old version of the app, even back with the Phonium and cloud earning era. So what's important to know is that we do not keep any documents and personal identifications on any servers. They're all saved on cold storage. For those of you that are not aware what a cold storage is, it starts as simple as a USB stick, not that there are any KYC on that USB stick, just for example, and it's all off the grid. The moment you submit your KYC, it goes to the server. Our admins get notified, they approve the KYCs or reject them. Upon approval or rejection, that is when it gets saved to a backup file. And each day or every 24 hours, we do store the backup locally on a cold storage. Your identity and all your personal data is as important as it is for me. So definitely keeping it as if it was mine. Alrighty. Will, Ivan, the Crypto Treasures and Crypto Planet games be released on the Fone network, asks Bruno. Or do you see other more modern games? Let's leave that for the second half of this call. I do have some, actually, our exciting announcement revolves around that. So I'll answer to you in just a few minutes. Just stay tuned. Kiso Blaze says, I am patiently waiting for you to explain the validator's process. Thank you, sir. Is that what you're here for? Seeing the validator work and talk about it? I'm also so excited and thrilled. So in a few minutes, we're actually going to start doing that. About 3 more minutes to answer some questions before we dive deeper into the validation process. Muhammad Ali says and asks, can I be your ambassador? I believe you reached out on Telegram to me, and I said when we have an ambassador openings, I will reach out to you. If that wasn't you, I'm sorry for confusing you with someone else. But yeah, when we have some openings, we are going to announce it, and you can definitely apply. Or if you're the one, I'll answer to you. I'll reach out to you directly. John asks, when are you going to delist the Fone token from exchanges? That has already happened, actually, John. We did delist the Fone token a couple months, or maybe it's more than a few months ago, from Probit and LA Token, because we wanted to stop the transactions on the Solana network for us to identify how much Fone there is in circulation, how much is in existence, and to start calculating the tokenomics. So yeah, those are no longer to be traded on those until the mainnet comes out. Lumi asks, please, how do we participate as validators? And we're going to talk about validators in a few minutes. You can participate as long as you meet certain criteria, which is extremely simple. More on that in a few minutes. Lumi, stay tuned. Ayaz, hello, sir. How are you? I'm great. Thank you for asking. I hope you're great too. Gipoy Garcia. Hello, Ivan. Hello, sir, Ivan. When will the blockchain be finished? How many months? I'm answering it as soon as possible, but it is scheduled to release by the end of Q3 this year. So it could be in August or September or even July, but it all depends on how the validation goes, the testing, fixing issues, and unforeseen events. So once that is ready, we're going to be ever so slightly off to mainnet. So validators is the last step before final tweaks and adjustments, and then we're going to go live with the mainnet. How are we going to choose the validators, Dark Lord Gaming asks. We are going to actually give alpha users first the ability to test, And with that said, we're going to expand to more users with even allowing everyone to become a validator. In fact, it doesn't hurt to have so many validators. So we're planning by mid of August to have the validation open to everyone to join and test alongside the rest of the users. So stay tuned for the official announcement. A couple more questions, guys, and we are getting on with validation. The Reaper, do we still have the liberty to mint NFTs for free? Early, we had 3 free slots to create NFTs. There are no slots anymore. This is blockchain. This is freedom. You're not asked to buy more slots or whatnot. That's when it was on a central server. Now that it's on the blockchain, you have the freedom. As long as you have the phone to generate the AI, if you're doing an AI NFT or you are doing a custom one, as long as you can pay the fee to create one, you're free to create as many as you'd like. There are a lot of people following you from Turkey, and we trust in your project. We wish you success, and we are watching you as a family. You are a family. We are actually neighbors. I'm born and raised in Bulgaria, and that's right next to Turkey. So Turkey is, the neighbor. So neighbors are family. So good to see you all, guys, and shout out to Turkey. Good morning. Congratulations for the great project. Thank you, Caesar. Alrighty, I have MacBook Pro. Would I be enough to run a validator? Yes, it will be. So I'm sorry if I've missed some of your questions, guys. We are going to have to start talking about validation. And I do see that there's a ton of questions that still remain unanswered or questionable. So we're going to have our weekly Q&As. So you guys liked it the first time. I see you're engaged and liking it the second time. We're definitely going to continue on with the trend and make that a weekly thing every Saturday, unless I have to travel and I'm not available, but you will know in advance. So now for the main topic. Let's get comfortable, exciting stuff are about to be said, and it's really, really interesting to hear all about it. We've been hard at work making the validator work. What is the difference between the old version of the app on beta and the new version that you're about to experience once the validator is live for everyone to try? First, it was a single server entity node that was validating and approving transactions. Now, that same node or blockchain server, let's call it that way for people that are not very familiar with the word node, is going to be choosing 5 of you guys to validate the newest batch of pending transactions. How does that happen? Here's the thing. Oh yeah, Hilden, I will talk about the white paper. Yes, most definitely. That's part of the validator. So yeah, stay tuned for that. So when, let's say we have 100 transactions that are in a list, just happened a few seconds ago, and the node says those transactions need to be validated. I'm going to choose 5 of all the validators that are identified as one to validate those transactions. So we group them into a package, into a batch, and we ship them off from that node automatically to 5 of you. Those 5 are specifically going to be broken down into special choosings. How can I say it better? The first person to be chosen for a validator is one of the top 10 people that has staked for the longest time. For example, Mainnet comes out, you start staking, and transactions come out. I start staking 10 days later, and there are so many people after me. From the top 10 people, from the oldest to newest stakers, a random person will be chosen. Hence why it's important to stake for a longer time. If you decide to unstake, that staking timestamp that you set upon starting will be gone. And next time you stake, That time at the time at which you start staking will be the new staking time. So it's very important to keep your slot for the top 10 validators, from the oldest to newest. That's one. The second person is chosen by the amount of Fone staked from highest to lowest. A random person in top 10 people will get chosen, but of course, it cannot be the same if it's already chosen in previous choosings. Number three will be the person with the highest rank, one from the top 10 users with the highest rank. How do you acquire rank, you might ask? Well, if you are selected for a validator, you will be given all the transactions that will form the next block to get validated. If you validate them, not only will you receive your reward for doing so, which is 0.02 Fone per transaction, but you will also be rewarded with +1 rank. So if we look at this Raspberry Pi that I have running, which again, screen is optional, as long as you have the Raspberry Pi running and some little fan to cool it off, not that it's hot at all. I've been running it for 4 or 5 days now and it doesn't get hot at all. But if you see, I have received the reward a few times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times in this current testing. So these 7 rewards that I've received here mean that I have received +1 rank for each of those, or a total of 7. The more I validate, the more I increase my rank. Think of it as leveling up in a game. You level up and you are more stronger. What to have more rank? Well, you have a better chance to be selected as a validator again. But let's not forget everyone else that just starts staking, that isn't staking the maximum, hence being in the top 10, that isn't already validating 100 blocks to get a rank 100. We do choose 2 more validators to equal a total of 5 people or 5 validators at random. So having 5 random validators, each receive 0.02 per transaction, equals at 0.10 per transaction, totally given from the transaction as a fee to the validators. And the rest, 0.02, will get burned. And that's how we form our network fee at 0.12. Okay, so that's how validation works. And what's important is that if your validator is given a chance to validate and they misuse the validation software, it's been tampered with, or the blocks are not properly generated, or whatever it's been tampered with, you are given a strike. At 2 strikes, your node will get canceled, meaning you will be excluded from validation. Your copy of the blockchain will get erased locally because each validator actually stores a copy of the blockchain on the device itself. So it's very important that you keep your trust with the network. Otherwise, it would get excluded and you will not be able to validate for an extended period of time. The more strikes you get, the more you're not going to be able to validate. Perhaps at the end, leading to a complete ban of your address. Now, let's talk a little bit about how to get set up, how to get the validator working, and what devices are supported. Number one, you see, I keep showing you this Raspberry Pi here sitting casually next to me on the desk and viewing all the transactions. I don't need that screen, as I mentioned. In fact, I'm going to share my screen of the app real quick to show you that my transactions do reflect when I receive a validator reward. As you can see, each of those right there show up. Okay, this yeah, the validator decides to, okay, there it is, act a little bit. So as you can see, I've received 0.3 from that block hash. So that's not the hash of a transaction. This isn't a transactions on the network, a transaction. You can see it's a validator reward. It has no fee. So that means each reward itself does not have a fee associated with it. So for example, this one is 512, but I've received only 500 because a network fee of 12 was applied. But this one is exactly 0.10 or 0.1, and there are no fees associated. This isn't a transaction. In fact, this is a validator being recorded upon creating the block. So the block comes with what? A timestamp when it happened, a hash, all the information combined in the algorithm to form a hash. It has all the transactions, obviously, we need those, don't we? And it also contains a list of 5 validators. So each validator represents the address of the user. So when you go through your transactions and you get them formed in your phone network app, all transactions are stored locally. Therefore, you can see them in an offline mode as well. But you are also able to see all the validation rewards as part of your transactions, even though if I was to look at those hashes will resemble a block hash, not a transaction hash. And that is reflected if you were to press on a block explorer or phone explorer, you will see the block coming up and not a transaction. So that is huge when it comes to storage savings, because it is not a transaction on the network. That means that 5 transactions are not created every single block just for rewards. And that will make it a lot better in a long term as it scales and grows, due to the fact that it's not going to take up more and more storage just for validator rewards. And that is extremely important and a breakthrough that we were able to achieve when working on validator rewards. So what do I need to get it set up? We are going to be shipping, I keep calling it shipping, we're going to be providing the software that you need to run on those devices. And in fact, it's not really a software. It is 5 or 6 JavaScript files. For those of you that are familiar with JavaScript, you are able to execute JavaScript files. You will have access to open those files. For those of you that want to understand it further and are not tech savvy, I suggest you copy paste the code into ChatGPT and ask it, what does this code do? You know, it will tell you this section does this section does that. So you can read the code without any hiccups. Even better, the validator software, it's about 200 lines of code, extremely lightweight, simple and easy to understand. It does not carry any bloatware or extra code and boilerplate that it's not needed. It communicates directly with the node or a list of nodes. In the future, we'll have list of nodes. So if one fails, you connect to another. There are no downtimes. We do not accept downtimes at all. Therefore, you can connect to another one. And that makes it so easy to understand and set up that everyone with a little bit of YouTube search knowledge can set up if you don't know your ports and IP address knowledge, which I'm not a huge expert on IP addresses and port forwarding, yet it was extremely simple to set up. The best part, if you wanted to switch from one device that validates to another, it's a matter of just changing the last digits of your IP address that the device is on, and everything else is set up. You run the software on that device and you're good to go. So as long as a device out there, Xbox, PlayStation, mobile device as a phone, or a Raspberry Pi, laptop, desktop, watch, whatever it is that can run Node.js, you are golden. There are a set of modules that Node requires, like Express and WebSockets, but those are built-in, baked into the package. Therefore, you don't need to install them. You just need to copy paste the folder and just go into the terminal. And as you can see here, I have typed Node server1.js. Server1 is the name of the file. You can rename it to Fone Validator or whatever. For now, for testing, I've called it server1 because I plan to have like 5 to 10 and see which works best. So node server1.js, execute it, and you're golden. Automatically, you will see wallet connected, and that is my wallet. FOFB, that is my wallet. And after that, you're going to see Validator running on port 3001. That means that you're all set up and you're good to go. How does the setup work? There is a file that we pack into the package, and that file is config file. So that config file is very simple, 5 lines of text. You just got to put in the placeholders your IP address, the port you've opened, and your private key. And here I'm going to open a huge disclaimer with big, bold red text. If we continue to do those lives, maybe there will be someone that's going to put that over here. For now, we're just going to imagine that there's big, bolded red letters here saying important warning, do not, and I repeat, do not ever, 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 to nobody, share your private keys, and make sure they're saved somewhere safe. Can't stress enough how important that is. Do not save them on your Google Drive. Do not save them on your Google Keep. Do not save them on your Notes app that is being accessed to another device, or your iCloud notes. Do not. It's better to save it on a USB stick in a text file and keep it away from the internet. We had a little case a couple days ago on Telegram. And for those of you that don't follow us on Telegram, I'm sorry, I'm going to take away a minute from your time to talk about it. But there was a gentleman that said one of our admins messaged him directly and gave him a link. He downloaded a wallet. I don't know the details. He never responded to me with screenshots of the conversation. But essentially what he said is he downloaded it, got everything set up, and in a few hours it was stolen. Every asset that he stored on that wallet was stolen. And obviously the accusation goes directly to the admin of ours that messaged him. We do not message you guys unless specified, hey, let's continue the conversation, one-to-one, to not bore the rest of the people. But I can't exclude the fact that this gentleman could have stored his private key or backed it up on a place where someone else has access, or God forbid it's been hacked and just waits for a public key, a private key to be stored. So always keep them offline, please. But you are to put that private key into the config file, which is safe and sound on your local environment. And with that said, the moment you start the software, it will automatically get your public key based on the private key you inputted. So you don't put the wallet you're using, but the private key. What it does, it's automatically opens the wallet. So it uses its cryptographic mechanism to, put a private key to a public key. Basically, when you import your wallet into Fone network, literally the same code over here. And with that, you are then seeing that public key. It goes to the node and says, hey, node, under that staking user, I want to put that validator configuration so you can start choosing me for validation. So that's why you cannot be a validator if you didn't stake Fone in the app first. So those of you that will start validating soon, you need to open Fone network. This is the process. Open Fone network, get some Fone by hitting that 500 Fone button a few times. I will quickly share my screen to show you where that is, as I still see a few of you miss that. So that's in the app right there on the home screen. You see that 500 Fone, press that once, you will see a pending, and actually watch that. The transaction will get approved in a few seconds. 048 was the last one, right? I have to scroll, obviously. And yeah, scrolling is a bit hard here on that guy. Well, okay, we're not going to get some scrolling going, but that transaction will get approved. And with that, you will be able to see some phone coming into your wallet. From there, you go to staking and you put some phone to stake. Once phone is put for staking, you then activate the validator on your device, either Android or iOS even, and you're golden. If you don't see this wallet is not staking, which you shouldn't see, you're good to go. So with validation, it's very important to note a few things. The only, and I repeat, the only requirement that you need is a device that runs Node.js. That's number one. Some optional but good to have things in house are storage. The more storage you have, the more you're secured, because obviously, as the blocks continue to grow and the chain gets bigger and bigger, more and more storage is needed. But we're working to make it work on mobile devices. So an SD card of 128 gigs will run you for a couple of years, no problem. And by then, a terabyte SD card would be easy to grab, and you can upgrade, and it's all golden. So that's the second thing. And the third thing, you will need to know how to do a port forwarding, but you don't need to know it off on top of your mind or by heart. You will be guided by us, by YouTube videos, by everything that exists on the internet. There are tons and tons of port forwarding examples. And in fact, I am going to share my screen real quick and show you how easy it is to do a port forwarding. So one thing that you should know is that there it is. Okay. One thing that you should know is that most routers, that thing that is next to your internet that plugs in, work on a 190 to 168 0.1. I've set it up at 220, so disregard that for a moment. I will go to advanced, I will scroll down a little bit, and you will see NAT forwarding. I would press port forwarding, and as you can see, I have some local addresses that work. In fact, those local addresses have whoops, it kicked me out. You guys do see that, right? Okay, hold on a moment. It's back. Okay, so you do see in my port forwarding section, I do have IP addresses, one at 94, and that's for the local node that I'm running, and 150. The beginning is the same for all of those, but the last one is, I find it at the wireless settings of the device. You go for more info on Wi-Fi, it tells you what your IP is, and you just navigate it to the port of your choosing. You can choose any port you want. You can choose 3001 I've chosen here. You can choose 1234, as long as it's not already used by something, it's golden. You just put it into the config file and you're good to go. See port 80, that is considered regular. That is considered the default port, meaning that if you have something at port 80, if someone was to put your IP address on the browser, it will go to that port 80. That's the default. So you should never use port 80 for anything, even though I'm using it. I'm using it on that little guy, so it doesn't matter. But you shouldn't port forward 80 to your main computer. Too much information right now. I know there will be step-by-step guides with tutorials and even a video of how to do that. For now, you should know that it's that simple and you'll be guided and helped through getting the setup going. So without further ado, I would like to read some of the chat and answer some questions. We have Africoin. I know you. Can we stake test phone? Yes, most definitely. Yep, absolutely. Stake phone. You press the 500 phone, you get some test, you stake, and then you start the validator. Virtual reality only. Yeah, crypto payments would be nice, most definitely. And we actually have that in the back of our mind, set and ready for when the time comes. Okay. I am not logged in, and you're probably not talking to me here with Google. I have following these projects for 5 years and a half ago, and we like to be ambassadors. When the time comes and we have some openings for ambassadors, most definitely. Okay, how do we process to run the validator JS code? It's literally one line of code, Africoin. You just put node, the name of the file, enter, and you are golden. Diabu, or sorry if I butchered your name there, asks, is there any ways to pay for premium earning on phone network passed from card? For now, because Google and Apple do not allow third-party purchases or are extremely strict, and there are so many regulations to go through before allowing a third-party payment or a solution, we are sticking to phone. But in the future, we might open the gates through the website. But again, don't take my word on it for now. It's something that we've put in the drawer and left for when the time comes. D asks, I have also validated some blockchain and got rewarded. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. Okay, so Amanullah Amiri asks, hi, Ivan. I am from Afghanistan. Shout out to Afghanistan. Many people are looking for an airdrop. I want to introduce phone network to them, but the daily reward is low. So you have any plans for increased rewards? Oh, most definitely. We have a reward system in place. Invite a friend. It is actually present on the main page when you open the app, and a user is able to earn up to $5 or 1,200 phone at a listing price. That is actually a great topic that I forgot to talk about last time, is invite and earn. How does that work? We've got people asking, hey, I invited 5 friends, didn't get anything. What happened to the 1,200 phone that I'm getting? In fact, you are getting an amount of phone in the form of 5% of a premium session that your referral activates. So what are you to do? You go here, you get your code, you share it, or you copy it and send it to your buddy, friend, or give them your phone to see it and type it. When you first open the app, in fact, I'm going to create another account real quick here. Just going to create a second wallet. I'm going to call it test. And I am going to show you the process, as we also have got a ton of questions regarding where to find my referral code. It is very simple. You open the app, invite a friend, you hit here, and you're seeing this. What is this? You enter a referral code. Are you referred by someone? If you're not, if you don't have a referral code, that's fine. But if you're referred by someone, just paste it, type it, whatever, and hit submit. But if you're not, simply press skip. It's going to tell you or ask you, do you want to skip the referral code? Please note that you will not be able to enter it later. So if you skip it, then you are greeted with your own dashboard, if I may call it that way. So once you have your own dashboard and you invite a few people, just a quick note, you can close that. It's going to appear after 24 hours, but if it bugs you being on the main page, you can close it, but you can go to the more page and the invite is right there. So you can go and tap it again. Oh, that was the calculator. And tap it again to get back in. So it's always at your disposal. So when your friend activates premium session, you will both receive 5% referral reward in phone. What does that mean? It means that if I was now to activate an earning session, notice that I don't have any extra text here. But if I was to quickly copy my referral code right there and go in and create another account, just real quick for testing purposes, I can then refer my other account, which you can do so, but there isn't really a point of doing it, but to get that 5% bonus from referring your secondary wallet. But watch this. When I go and invite my second account, you will see that I have now activated my ability to receive the reward, and I could start earning And you will notice that there's an extra line that shows you how much Fone you will get depending on which package you activate. So if I was to activate the $1 US package, I will get an extra 12 Fone, and my referrer, the one that referred me, will get that 12 Fone automatically. If I was to activate the $100 package, I will get 1200 Fone, and my referrer will get 1200 Fone too. And I could even see who referred me. If I go to the referral section, you can see Ivan referred me. But in my Ivan account, I can see who I referred and how much Fone each referral has gained me. Please note that this referral code will disappear and will be changed, so do not use it. It's for testing purposes. Therefore, I don't want you to get referred by me. In fact, I do not want it, because if you get referred by me and you activate an earning session, yes, you will get 5%, but you're also giving me 5%. And I don't want this 5% of Fone to go to me, because I already have Fone allocated to me by the project. Therefore, I want the treasury that's supposed for this to go to you guys, to the community, not to me. That's why someone asked me for referral code. I don't want you to get referred by me. Refer someone else and get you and your friend the referral bonus. You guys deserve it. So if I have someone with a 0, I can see there's a little red line over there. I can pull and expose a delete button, and I can delete that person. What does that mean? Because I only have 50 users, I can also remove the limit by subscribing. But again, if I am a regular user that it's not subscribed, I only get 50 slots. So it's very important to keep those active, and whoever did not reward you with anything, you can remove. So let's say I just referred this wallet guy. If he doesn't activate a premium session in, let's say, 3 days, I can swipe away and remove him, or simply hold on to the person and hit remove. This little eye tells you at the top that you can do so. So those that did reward you already, they're here to stay. Those are people, those are your allies. They have helped you grow, and you have helped them grow. You cannot remove them from your referrals list. So that is on referral. I'm going to go and read some of the chat, and we'll go on in the last 10 minutes with the exciting announcement that I've been holding on since last time and can't wait to share it with you. Alrighty, day. We have a conversation going that is regarding the payments and purchases. So is it safe to use our private key in the JavaScript's file config for validation? Africoin is asking. Most definitely. Make sure that your computer is protected with antivirus software, whoever uses those nowadays, with the built-in security. If you're on a Windows machine, you got to make sure that it is running, that it does not allow any external connection past the one that you have allowed, and that no one else has access to your computer. So that is very important. But it is only locally stored, which is what matters. Crypto payments would be nice. In the future, virtual reality only? Yes. In the future, we might. Anthony, any developers building anything on the Fone network yet, or on the network yet? What could we expect to see in terms of dApps? We do have actually developers that are working on it. We do have a couple partnerships that we have started and will continue to grow from the Dubai conference that we visited in April. But of course, we'll share more about it as time comes. And obviously, developers will be given early access to the software kit to develop apps and games prior to the release of the mainnet, or at least develop a beta. That is a perfect gateway to the announcement. But I'll read a couple more questions before that. The news was forgotten in the previous live. Are you going to talk about it? I am going to. 1 more minute and we're talking about it. Is the validator compensation paid out immediately after validation, or is it paid out once a day? Does the validator compensation also include the fee for sending to the wallet, asks Hilton. Who else but you, buddy? Good question. Actually, good questions. Number one, validation reward is not a transaction. It is an indication on the blockchain. Therefore, it is calculated on the go, on the fly. And it is rewarded the moment you validate successfully that batch of transactions, and the block is successfully stored on the blockchain. So yes, immediately is the right answer. Secondly, a validator will need to pay the fee when transferring Fone to an external wallet. This is why we're going to change our staking mechanism. You know, you're getting rewards once a day, every 24 hours, regardless if you just started or you're a minute away from the rewards being given. Well, we're changing it so when you stake, your timer associated with your daily reward in staking is your personal timer. My staking timer is not the same as yours as it used to be till now. In fact, you don't need to claim your daily staking reward from the app. You can let it pile in the app, and I will show you real quick what it looks like. I'm going to share my screen one last time before the exciting announcement. Well, look at this. This reward in 21 hours and 17 minutes is definitely not the same as the one shown in the app. This reward is only for me personally. And that is why you can open it up and see your pending rewards at 0.55. I can claim them anytime I want. I can claim them after the first one. I can claim them after the 50th one. I can claim them after a year. Why would I want to claim them every now and then and not every single day? Because every single day you will be receiving the amount minus the fee if you were to do so, which also puts more transactions on the chain that are not necessarily needed. If you were to leave it for a week and claim it only when needed after a week, you'll only be charged once for that transaction and not daily. So you're saving 0.12 Fone every single day in the existence of your staking. So we are working on that and will be available with the release of the validator in the coming week or week and a few days. So now, on to the announcement. On to the exciting stuff. Most of you know that we are quote unquote good to follow our roadmap on the website. We've actually been not good, but we're trying our best. We're trying day and night. But one thing that for first time ever, I'll say that was scheduled for a later time will get released much, much earlier is, without further ado, drum rolls, the Card Clash application is coming live in the first beta in August next month. That's right. No one else knew about it, but you guys on this live today, we are getting the first beta release of the blockchain implementation with our APIs and all the nitty-gritty goodies of the Fone Network blockchain within the Card Clash game next month. We're aiming to release it by the end of the month. I do have a travel between the 10th and the 17th of August, but once I'm back or before that, we will make sure to get the game rolled out in a beta release. What does that mean, beta release? Is it testing and all the phone will get burned? In fact, no. You know how you're you're activating premium sessions in the Fone Network app? You know how you're also earning through the invite and earn section? You know how you're activating free daily 5 Fone airdrop? Well, all that Fone is Mainnet Fone, and we will give you the ability to actually use it before the release of the mainnet. Those of you that don't want to, you're not obligated. But those of you that would like to play the game more excessively will be able to use the Mainnet phone. So let me give you a quick 5-minute overview of what the app would look like. First of all, it's no longer going to be called Card Clash. We are, and this is with the big red letters, but in this case would be green because it's exciting. We are going back to the roots, guys. What made the first iteration of this card game so exciting and so awesome was the ability to be available for everybody, to understand it easily. You don't need English, you don't need Spanish, you need common sense and a little bit of guidance at the beginning to get started. So you will actually be able to open the game, which will be called Crypto Cards, going back to the original name. You open Crypto Cards and you're given the ability to log in or import or create a wallet the exact same way as you will in Fone Network. So you guessed it, you can import your private key and get the game going with your wallet and all your assets that are in that wallet. With disclaimer, no phone test, just the mainnet phone. So with that said, you are able to do at the official first beta, open boosters and collect cards. But those cards are not your typical same cards as before. In fact, the game itself will be called, with maybe slight adjustment here or there, but Crypto Cards Dash. AI NFT collectibles. You will be opening boosters that are currently going to be on an off-chain with all the assets and everything transferred 1-to-1 ratio on the mainnet release, but you will be opening boosters that contain AI-generated cards. Absolutely. Every single card will be an NFT. You will later be able to use them in the Fone Network app as well, but the game itself will come with a built-in marketplace to trade your cards. Either you want to trade them and sell them for some phone, or you want to exchange for another card by selling that one, purchasing another one. You will be completing collections, and you will be getting rewarded with Fone and USDT, the Tron version Tether. This will start next month. Each card will be unique, will be an NFT, and you are choosing whether you want this version of the card to be yours to stay or another version. You will have an album. You will have slots where those cards go. For example, card number 16, you can have 10 different variations of that card 16. And that card 16, let's say, for example, it's a dragon, a legendary dragon from the collection of Medieval. The more rare the cards are, the more crazy the AI prompt will be. So, for example, if you are to get a common card from that Medieval collection, it will be a sticker of a warrior on a gray background, for example, which still looks cool because it's like a sticker you put on the wall or whatever on the fridge. But the rare ones would be, let's say, a castle digital art. And then the legendary could be magnificent dragon with glossy red and yellow scale with spikes on the back and giant wings blowing up some steam and sitting majestically on top of a mountain, realistic design. So the more crazy we go with those, the better for the more cooler cards. So you can choose which ones you want to stay, which ones you want to go. When you go to the market and you tap card number 15 to buy, you're no longer going to see the exact same card 100 times. Each and every number 15 card would be different, would be pleasing to the eye. And the best part, collections will be able to be created without the need for updates. Because we are using latest technology in AI, we are able to integrate it specifically and perfectly to fit with the theme of collectibles and cards and NFTs. We're able to do it on the go, weekly, monthly, a special event, collect this for 7 days and then it's gone. We are going to have the sky. So our team is working simultaneously as I am getting the validators finalized. We are working to get that version of the game out. So stay tuned for more, even video examples, or to talk about it on the next call. It was such a pleasure to share that with you today. Extremely excited for you to see what we have in store for that. It is going to be amazing. It is going to be unique. It will be the first use case of the Fone blockchain before it's even live. So when you ask if developers are working, we are hard at work, but we also have some partnerships. You seem excited about talking about that one. Wait until I talk about other exciting things that are coming in. And we are working on something extraordinary if the mainnet is not enough, but more on that when things unravel. So really, thank you for joining and for sharing your questions, your thoughts, and excitement. Looking for Yavor. Good to see you here. Thank you so much. And I will talk to you all next Saturday. Stay tuned. We are probably going to go an hour back, but we're going to try to keep the same time frame so you all can make it. Thumbs up if you like the video and the live, and I will see you all next week. Have a great weekend.